Hi, 12th Indian Cine Film Festival. I'm Tarun Kapoor. I'm the director of Til Death.
And I'm Mahir Mohyuddin. I was lucky to be an actor in the film. And we are very excited to be selected in the film festival. This means a lot to us, so thank you so much.
It's a great man.
It's
got
great.
me so excited.
We're very
Bangalore
excited
to
about
Bombay,
this.
man.
So let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea for this film? What was your drive behind making the film?
So when I started writing the film, very, very honestly, just blunt answer, I was in this weird existential space, and that's when I started analyzing emotions, and then I was like, oh my god, human emotions are the simplest and yet the most complex part of this world, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. Jump into it.
And
right?
I believe this film was like an attempt to just strike a small part or explore a small part for all of us. And I think another reason I think you also ended up making this film is because I think we have known each other for a while, and it's been a while since we wanted to work with each other. So some story was developing, and you'd come to the terrace, we'd just sit and jam, and we're like, hey, you know what, this seems like it can work out.
It can work, yeah.
It'll be good for you, it'll be good for me. We'll make something good. We'll know how we work together. We'll know what it takes to make a film. So
exactly. And one other thing about just the writing process or the film itself is, even though we're jumping into this complex human emotion of you're dealing with loss, you're dealing with so many things, I wanted to keep it mature, because most times what you see is when people say, okay, fine, there's this confrontation happening, they try to go into this space of, let's make it more dynamic, more commercial, let's make it more entertaining, and I didn't want to do that. I want to keep it to a mature conversation, and let's see where that takes us. Let's see where how the story can unfold more than just
unfold is the word. I think that's how the film moves, right? So cool. And what roadblocks did you face when you were starting out?
So many.
I think we'll start with the writing. Start from the writing, and then getting the team together, the locations.
So one thing about when we were writing this film, it started off with me writing it alone, and at some point I was like, wait, I have my story, I have my core story, and then I was like, I need to run this through, because at that point I was like, oh, I think I have the film ready. But we're from this theater background, and it's never been you have the play and you're like, wait, you know what, I'm going to get a team, I'm going to do this. Unless, I mean, there are people who do it, but that comes with so much more experience. We're used to a more, I have the play ready, let's read
Let's get into rehearsals, let's read it, why don't you try this out, why don't you try that out, does it sound normal to you, to the actors, to the director? So I think that's pretty much the process that went with the film, which is a good thing, might also be a bad thing.
I have 9 final drafts of the script, by the way.
So a lot of writing, figuring out how to unfold it in a good, decent way where people are also engaged with the film. It's hitting them, and that was writing. And then casting.
Casting was, it was kind of hard to find the right actors, because we met a bunch of actors. I knew I wanted Mahir in because we've worked with each other, we've seen each other's work. We've never done a film together. We've done ads and stuff, but and then Mahir kind of fit, and then we were looking for his older brother, and then we went through a bunch of auditions, and finally ended up taking another theater artist who just fit right in, looked like your
and then he was also working professional. So figuring out time, that was another roadblock. He had work, and he had to because we were also rehearsing the film, which is one of the best parts about it. You should talk about that.
I think that is my favorite part of this whole process, actually, the rehearsals that came in, because we knew that one of our other roadblocks was money, and we knew that, okay, fine, this is going to be a 3-4 day shoot, but we don't have that money. We have it for 2 days max. Right, so how are we going to do this? And then we went back to our old stage, to our roots, and said, you know what, we're going to show up on set fully ready, as though we're going to perform this as a play. And we rehearse, and that I think helped a lot in terms of understanding.
A blessing to an actor, because we go on shoots, we go on sets, and we expect to perform like that. Doesn't work out sometimes it works out, but when you get to rehearse, you really get to explore. I mean, we are in this because we want to learn more and we want to be better. So this really gave us the space to just go at it, jump into it, all of that.
Nice. What's the other roadblock?
Let's move on. Challenges you faced. Tell us about managing the financial resources.
Okay,
where did you fund the film? How did it happen?
Well, it was mostly mostly self-funded, where I literally put in all my savings. At one point said, this is my first film, I'm gonna
because I think nobody really is ready to fund first-time short
First-time short
filmmakers,
films,
because I get it.
yeah.
Because if you have to get funding, you have to show what work you've done.
Yeah.
Makes sense from business point of view, but nobody's there. There are no communities or
Yeah.
organizations, at least in our access, that are
Yeah.
ready to fund short films
Yeah.
for young filmmakers. And so he had to self-fund it, and then some other people
Yeah.
contributed here and there a little, because the
'Cause
whole
we
team
needed
was
it.
a bunch of friends.
That was the good thing about, like, even talking about people management for the film.
Yeah.
The good thing, so first you're asking people to do it for free, which just hurts like so much. But the good thing is you're also working with people you trust. You know, everyone comes with a certain amount of experience, yes, but like you're also working with people. Yes, everyone's doing it for free, but that for some reason this team started treating the film like, initially it was okay, this is my film, and then it became our film.
Yeah.
Over time,
Of course,
like,
and that's how any film should be. It should
exactly.
be our film.
Yeah, we made
Everybody
it a community.
even
man.
the DOP has contributed in the story.
Yeah.
He's had his things, and we all work together because, I mean, and I'm glad you as a director gave all of us space for that contribution, and because we, at the end of the day, the
It is
agenda was we are
important.
learning,
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
making a film, so let's see.
Yeah, and it's
how
not
it
just that. I
goes.
feel like just even if I'm doing
Yeah.
like a bloody 300 crore budget film, I would always like want my
Of course.
actors and my team to be fully involved in it. It's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not one person's.
It's not. It's
never-
never.
it
It
never
takes a
is,
village
yeah.
to make a film. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it did. Tell us about the challenges you faced while shooting. I mean, while shooting, the biggest was the location. Finding the
The
location.
neighbors.
The neighbors
The
were a big
neighbors.
problem because we found the location. I mean, the location we got,
Yeah.
the people were very nice.
Yeah.
But the neighbors are really like, we're not really making any sound noise. But
Nothing.
if
You
people
watched it,
see
it's quiet.
people
Yeah.
shooting, people just like, what are you guys
Yeah.
doing? Why are you here? You know, just
Yeah.
those sort of things.
Fun fact: we had a budget for 2 days of shoot when we were supposed to shoot for 3 minimum. We lost 3 hours on each day because of the neighbors. Because they kept coming and we're like, what's happening?
And-
oh my god, you're making noise. And
Yeah.
it was the quietest
We
scene
had to
we were shooting.
compromise on the
Yeah.
film for that. So that was a
Yeah.
big challenge to find the location also. We had to cancel
Yeah.
on 2-3 locations. And then, I mean, because 2 days budget constraint, I think getting all those shots
Yeah.
in order and like figuring out the blocking according to the final location
Yeah.
you got, all of that also would
Yeah.
have been a challenge, right?
Letting go of some shots was just
Letting go of
hard. But
shots,
had
but
to do
that's
it.
just
Yeah.
a problem. Okay. Next, how different were what you originally envisioned the film being like, and how it eventually turned out?
Well, I think I'm like 50% there with the film.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like what I think just landed was the performances. What landed was the story.
Yeah.
Visually, I feel like there was more I wanted to do, but again, with the budget constraint and the lack of time, I had to let go of a bunch of things where I still feel it when I watch the film. I'm like, oh, you know what, I planned this shot here,
of
but I couldn't do it.
We couldn't get some
Yeah.
heroes and all of
We
that.
couldn't get, yeah.
But yeah.
But that way, I feel like there is.
But in
a
terms
gap.
of like what you wrote, what you
Mhm.
wanted to do with the film, in terms of emotion, do you think it's there?
I think it's almost there.
Okay.
I think it's almost there again with scheduling towards. Like, we had a really good run of rehearsals for 3-4 weeks straight.
Yeah, sure.
And then there was this gap. And then when we're coming back just before shooting, I feel like if we had just one more week, you know,
Yeah, maybe.
we would have landed it.
Yeah.
What we saw earlier.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, I feel whatever Tarun made, like, what happened was great. But, like, but it's also a good thing to not be fully satisfied with your film, because then what else do you want to make?
Yeah.
Perfection will be the death of an artist. So I'm glad you have
man.
more to look forward to.
yeah.
So I don't think any film should turn out the way you want it to.
No.
Otherwise, it's not a good film. So I think it's a good sign.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the target audience of your film and the USP of your film.
I feel like the target audience, I was making it for festivals. I wasn't thinking about a commercial aspect to the film. So there is no massy element in the film.
Yeah,
if you actually,
it's a festival
It's a
film.
festival film.
It's a festival
It
film.
is that.
That's the target audience.
Yeah.
And the USP, it's the same.
It's the same, yeah. Like a
The
slightly more
emotions
understanding
and-
audience of just film.
What's the
or just
USP of
story.
your film? Why should we watch your film?
Understand the emotion.
Okay.
Everything can be handled maturely.
It's a story of two
It is,
brothers, and I think anybody can
Yeah.
relate to that, even if you had friends.
Because exactly.
Story
Because
of loss,
your themes are what loss, grief,
grief,
like a feeling of betrayal.
things we really, all of us feel, but we don't really express and talk about
Yeah,
to our friends. So, especially it's about two men.
it's
who
two
find
men
it
doing it. Yeah,
difficult to express emotions. So I
Yeah.
think that's if these are two men going vulnerable,
Yeah.
two brothers. So that's a great thing. What are your promotion and distribution plans for the film?
festivals.
Festivals. I mean, that's
Just
the understanding
festivals,
we have.
yeah.
I'm sure there are other ways to promote and distribute a short film, but as of now, the only avenue we've been
Yeah.
access to was
festivals.
festivals,
And there are some OTTs that still have.
Sure, but
but
still,
I
festivals
don't-
is the way
yeah,
to go.
is-
And I think
yeah.
we're hoping to understand this part more when you come and network
Yeah.
with people in the film festivals from
Yeah.
your organizations and avenues, because this is something I think we don't
We-
really have
yeah,
an
lack
idea
a little
about,
bit,
and
yeah.
we hope to learn more about
Yeah.
how can you distribute a short film, who's interested in watching a short
Yeah.
film first of all, and how can we make them reach it and fund it, etc.
Yeah. Unless it's royal.
Why
side.
should the audience watch your film? We've answered this. It's
Yeah.
a story of two brothers, and
Understand your emotions.
emotions and explore them,
Yeah.
and a story of loss. So, any message you want to give to emerging filmmakers, Tarun?
Wing it.
Wing it.
That's how you learn.
Just shoot it.
Yeah.
One film has to be shot.
One film has to be
Has
shot.
to be shot, and then
Yeah.
you
Assist before,
Assist,
so you
of course.
know
So
you
you get,
know
like-
what mistakes you don't make. You will.
Or just how to be on a
Definitely.
set.
Yeah, just how to be on
Just
set.
how
Just
to
how to
be on a
move.
set. How the
Yeah,
set works.
how it works. Yeah,
But-
you need that little bit of experience assisting people, but wing it, man.
Yeah. Wing it. And that's what we keep talking about before making the film. Also,
Yeah.
you just have to make the film.
Yeah.
It's your first film. You just have to make it.
Just make it.
Then
Yeah.
we'll think about making
Yeah.
really what you want. The
Yeah.
first film just has to be.
You gotta have feedback
Yeah.
on things you haven't done.
It's very easy to get a bunch
So-
of actors in your city. It's very easy to get a team together,
Yeah.
equipment, whatever. Film can be made in anything.
Yeah.
You can people making films on iPhones now. So first film has to just
Yeah.
be bloody made. That's it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anything else?
No, thank you so much for the opportunity. Please.
Yeah. And social media links.
You can see them right
Whatever.
here.
Yeah. And we're very
I
excited
guess.
to be a part of your film festival, and Edison, Bombay, the city we love
Oh,
so much.
so much,
It's
yeah.
really our second home after Bangalore,
yeah.
and we just keep waiting for reasons to come to Bombay
Yeah. And you've given us
like
one.
this. Yeah.
Trust me.
So thank you so much, and best wishes to the film festival, to all the films and all the contestants, and we're really excited to watch all the films
Yeah.
and all the filmmakers and meet all of them, and we really hope all of you win awards. And I hope
how it
so.
works.
I'm an actor. I'm doing PR. Like me. Okay? No, but really, we're very excited to meet everyone and see all the films and
Yeah.
what comes out of it. I'm sure it's going to
Yeah.
be amazing. So thank you so much for this opportunity. See ya.
Bye.